law enforcement leaders, fentanyl finding its way into almost every street drug, often with fatal consequences.
Yeah, Attorney General Josh Stein was in Charlotte today with other local officials to raise awareness and list ways they're fighting back. WBTV investigative reporter David Hodges joins us now after asking whether all those efforts combined are even enough.
Law enforcement leaders from across Mecklenburg County and the state were here at the Mecklenburg County Detention Center here today to talk about not only the impact fentanyl is having on people in North Carolina, but what efforts are being taken to try and stomp down on those numbers. North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein laid out a laundry list of efforts from his office and others to stop the free flow of fentanyl. He credited a fentanyl task force that has led to both federal and state prosecutions. Our investigations at WBTV have found fentanyl and drug trafficking are often tied into other criminal activities, so I asked about efforts to pass a new law in North Carolina helping local law enforcement investigate money laundering. Does law enforcement in North Carolina have the tools necessary to stop these organizations and bring this to a halt?
This is an incredibly lucrative industry. And, you know, when we take their drugs, that's great, but we also need to take all of those instrumentalities that they're using to further their organization.
There's no state law analog. We don't have that same authority here in North Carolina, and there is a bill that has passed the House that's in consideration in the Senate that would empower law enforcement to seize those assets when they are clearly tied to a criminal enterprise.
Much easier said than done, and that's why so many different efforts were listed to try and curb the fentanyl problem. Reporting in Charlotte, David Hodges, WBTV, on your side.